How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's Grim here from the Bug Out Boys. I'm in this very beautiful location to give you another bot. And this one is entitled, Think Before You Drink. Well, right behind me is a perfect example of think before you drink. It's that beautiful scene that we had before with me on the rock. Well, this little stream with its plastic bottles, styrofoam, and what else in the water is draining right into it. Not even 20 yards away. So after seeing that runoff stream, I'm pretty sure that you would want to know what's around your water source that could be contaminating it. In this particular example, I happen to know that there's a housing development nearby. So I have a basic idea of what could be contaminating that water in addition to the normal bacteria and protozoa that's normally in there. But what's really important is what's around your water source and what could be contaminating it. So, for example, are you out in the country or the county where there are housing developments nearby, or farms, where if there are, 9 chances out of 10 you're going to be dealing with herbicides, pesticides, organic chemicals, things that people use to fertilize their lawn, get rid of the ants out of their house, or they spray on their crops to make them grow better or get the pests off. Well, in that case, that's going to run off of their farms, run off of their lawns, and into your drinking water. So you're going to have to know what piece of equipment will take care of those organic chemicals. Now, what I use to take care of the herbicides, pesticides, and organic chemicals is a carbon charcoal filter. That'll take care of those, but it will not take care of your bacteria, protozoa, and your viruses. Now, let's say that your water source is not out in the country or the county, and it's closer to a metropolitan area or a city, someplace that the waste management is very close to your drinking water. Well, not only will you most likely have to deal with the organic chemicals that I spoke about before, but you may also have to deal with waterborne viruses. Historically speaking, cities have not been that clean, and many outbreaks have caused because of the waste mixing with the drinking water. Now, 2 viruses that are big and popular is your polio and your hepatitis A. So if you are in that area where your sewage could leak into your drinking water, you're going to need a device or a process that can help take care of those viruses. Now, what I would use in that situation is my iodine tablets. They're easy to carry and they're easy to use. Pop the pills in about a liter of water, let them sit for 30 minutes, and it'll take care of the viruses and the bacteria and the protozoa. Unfortunately, it will not take care of the organic chemicals, so you will have to use it in conjunction with a carbon or charcoal filter. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that you're not close to any houses, farms, or cities, things that could contaminate your water. You're out on God's green earth in pristine nature. But even then, you still need to think, because not all water is the same, and not all snow and ice is the same either. So let's start with your water first. Is your water flowing, or is it stagnant? If your water source is stagnant, then you're going to have a few more problems, because bacteria, protozoa, and algae blooms love stagnant water, and you're going to have to process that water a whole lot more to make it safe for you to drink. Now, just because your water's flowing doesn't make it safe to drink either, because Giardia and Cryptosporidium can still be found in flowing water. So always filter or process your water. Now, in a flowing water situation, I like to use a typical water filter. This one happens to be by Sawyer. This will take care of your bacteria and your protozoa, no problem. Now, with a stagnant water situation, I'm more likely going to move over to my canteen, because that water is filthy and I'm going to want to boil it to make sure I'm killing everything in that water. Also, stagnant water tends to be a little bit more muckier, and that's going to clog up your filter very quickly. So let's move over to your snow and your ice. I think it goes without saying that you never eat yellow snow, but don't eat any snow that has any color in it, especially a red or watermelon color tinge to it, because that actually has an algae in it that can cause diarrhea and can put you in a world of hurt. Find very clean, white powdered snow, and then melt that down. I would recommend bringing it to a boil, and then drink it, and you should be okay. Ice can be a little bit tricky, because you do get more bang for your buck out of ice than snow. but unfortunately, there is bacteria that can survive frozen in ice. So I'm not exactly saying don't use ice as a water source, but you need to make sure that it's clear and clean, and definitely boil it, because you don't want that bacteria in your system. One final thing for you to think about your water source is, could it be contaminated with salt water or heavy metals? Unfortunately, none of the things that I showed you in this bot will make that water clean and safe enough for you to drink. There's only two processes that can do that, and that's reverse osmosis or distillation. So if you think for a moment that your water source is contaminated with salt water or heavy metals, and you do not have the devices to clean it properly, I highly suggest for you to move on. Well, thank you for watching this bot. I hope you found it informative, and hope I made you think before you drink from your water source. Please do not hesitate to leave your questions or comments below, and also please do subscribe, because there's going to be more bots and more bug out trips on the way.